Alrighty, hello every folks and good morning. So this video is for two particular things. For one, I'm kind of curious whether the in-game music no longer just results in a slew of angry copyright messages from Atlas. And the second thing, let's go ahead and show you how to actually get to the North Island. Well, first, I would actually just start off doing that. So you're intended to go to the bottom islands right from the get-go, and, well, you can technically go anywhere at any time, so why not have us a nice little happy sequence break? See, the funny part is, a lot of abilities seem to, well, to be a bit more situational than you'd assume. Like, for example, I originally assumed that Summon Warriors was based off of the unit that was summoning them. If you use a mercenary over here to summon in some warrior generics just in their own squad here, you would assume, she's a tier 1, she would summon tier 1s. It turns out, no, they are actually scaled to the level that you're at. So in this case, she can just summon in high-level units despite being a very low level herself. And through the joy of Hallowed Cornash, we're actually able to summon, well, not necessarily unlimited, but a very large amount of these guys. Now, this meat wall strategy is typically going to be enough to deal with most of these outside units, but getting through this gate is a little bit more challenging than simply sending meat at it. See, there's a few things. For one thing, the starting scout squad over here, it's going to be a little bit of an RNG check. Typically, this will take 1 to 3 encounters for them to carve through. They will eventually win, it just might take them longer. This will become relevant in a moment. These guys will always get taken out on the first attack, and then at some point you want to make sure to wound this unit, to make sure to hurt this guard in the very front. Which then gets us to this cavalry squad over here. They are relentless in their kind of sweep-up potential over here. This entire squad's entire purpose is just to clean up any damaged squads whenever they happen. So if at any point any of your mercenaries takes a loss, these guys are going to be right there. If they end up taking no losses up until the point that they get here, these guys will simply just sit back here and you'll have a few timers going off. The reason that I mention this is because that's one of the few things you need to worry about for your own squad. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and send them over roughly in this direction to just have them following along with this team for the moment, because if they take no losses, this puts us in a position where we want to make sure to take the tower. If they take no losses, you take the tower, you use Summon Warriors to replace one of the squads back here. I should point out, I said take losses, not take casualties. If they're completely wiped out, it's actually kind of a better scenario because it doesn't trigger these guys. You can summon in a warrior squad right next to them, and in a direct 1v1, they typically will lose. But either way, this can go a few different ways, but we need to be prepared for both situations. So in this case, the scout squad and those guys ended up getting taken out. However, it looks like one of them got damaged, which got these guys aggressive. So they are now charging in. So what we want is to try and take this tower and try to land a squad behind them. So the reason that I said earlier that we need to wound this squad is because wounding the command squad prevents reinforcements. If these guys summon in reinforcements, they will get a hammer squad, and one of those hammer squads will be enough to smush anything that you summon. Like, no questions asked, they will tear through it like butter. So, anyways, that's not really going to be too helpful for us, because we want to be able to actually kill these guys. Either way, as long as you wound them, that prevents reinforcements, and then that just leaves us worrying about this cavalry squad. I've moved my infantry a little bit too slow here, so we'll probably have to deal with it another way, but there we go. We've gone ahead and we've wounded the squad, and we now have a cavalry squad that's over there by itself. So we're going to go ahead and use Summon Warriors over here to try and get the squad dealt with immediately, and we're going to use some Hallowed Cornash to get more people in. So at this point, we're actually going to start using one of our own teams as well. So I've gotten a purpose-built cheese squad here to help deal with this stuff. See, a lot of your stuff is going to be unlikely to hit this squad in particular, let alone damage it in any meaningful way. So that's what we're kind of here to try and deal with. In this case, it looks like these guys got lucky, and they did manage to get one win off right there. So we'll go ahead and send in a second one to try and wipe them. Bear in mind, if you summon in squads that are too close, they will immediately get into a fight, and it will throw you out of pause mode, so try to give them a little bit of space so that you have a second to actually go and react. Alright, with those guys summoned in, we're going to go ahead and use even more Cornash to go summon in even more dudes. I would assume on easier difficulties this is nowhere near as much of a problem, but on expert it's going to be a tad difficult. Anyway, so you'd think we'd send in our ace squad to go, ask things a question, but instead we're using our purpose-built cheese squad over here. So this is going to be 3 thieves and an archer. The archer was given the pheasant bow, which lets him essentially shoot off AP, and additionally it comes with a carnelian pendant so that he's able to attack twice. Honestly, his priority attack is the main one that matters. The second one, you could probably replace the carnelian pendant with something else if you want to. And in fact, in many cases, it might be more worthwhile to use that on one of these guys. When it comes to these guys, we've got one with a Crimson Epee to do that whole active shatter thing, so he's going to try and prioritize those flying units to get rid of one of their attacks. He's got pretty high priority here, and in fact, we're going to go ahead and throw Toxic Throw here, specifically to prioritize infantry. Now, the thing, actually, we're going to go ahead and take it out, and we're going to put it a little bit lower. The thing about Toxic Throw is that while it is more effective than, for example, a Poison Slash versus Flyers, is that they will generally prefer to use this because it's by standard on the higher end of their list. So we're going to go ahead and swap that out for Active Shatter to try and prevent attacks from coming in. And then we've got some passive steals as well as Poison Throws on these guys, as well as Evade stacked to everywhere on top of them. The goal is for them to be able to cheese the fact that they are attacking in an AoE, but the one guy that they can't deal with is that guard in front. We are literally going to be summoning in meat walls to go deal with that one soldier because they basically can't hurt the guy. He is very well built. So in his case, he's got a ton of health, obviously, but additionally he's got Provoke here, which will cause all enemies to attack the guy in question, and additionally, he'll go ahead and get a buff that will allow him to survive a fatal attack at least once. This guy's difficult is the idea here. Anyway, now that the cavalry squad is dealt with, we can go ahead and summon in our cheese squad as well as keep pressure on this guy in question. So as long as we keep pressure on, we mostly don't have to worry about units coming back, but we have 2 items that I've bought from the black market shop to specifically deal with one moment during this fight, which we are about to see. See, the problem with making all of this stick is even if you've done all of this stuff up to this point, it still will not actually stick because they'll just recover health and come right back. So, they're going to attack, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at their condition here. So, condition is 51. So this actually gets us to a funny little thing that you can do. As far as your items go, you can actually use the camping set to go restore stamina and health to your units, and using it in a watchtower extends its range. So this means that in this case, where several of them are potentially damaged and have lost units and whatever else, this could potentially essentially restore several squads to more or less operating order, as long as they get some attacks off. So, that's pretty handy there, generally speeds up their timers and everything. You want to try to space them out so that they're attacking one after another, because you want to try to make some damage land. So we're actually going to let that attack land that they're about to do right now. Or that heal land, sorry. They're going to go ahead and get one attack off. That squad's going to get taken out, and we see that they're about to heal. So because of that heal, we're actually going to cancel movement. And we're also going to use one more ash here to summon in more units. Obviously, it's going to take quite a lot to dislodge these guys. A bit of a thing here. So let's go ahead and use more of these to summon in more dudes. And the hope is that we can get one more attack off before that heal lands. The reason for this is we want them to get lucky. So they healed 14. And we see that they're at 35. So what we're going to use is items now. So again, this is basically just using items to cheese past this particular fight, but it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and use a magical bomb here. It's going to do 50% less, but we need to break past that guy in front. We have a way to deal with the other guys, but we need to break past that guy in front, and this is our window. So he's now at 13. He is now gone. So his ability can't trigger when he's obviously when he's not in a fight. So this means that this gives us an opportunity to go and actually get some numbers in versus these birds. What we're seeing in this particular fight is that they would have a bad time, so we're going to wait and we're going to let some ticks pass by in order to let them attack again. We're going to let one of these warrior or one of these merc squads attack first. That got them a quarter of the way towards getting that unit back. You might as well see that heal timer as your death timer here, but now's our opportunity. That merc squad did good. We go ahead and go in, and then we see them sweep this up. So they're going to go in. I love the choreographed flippity-doos that these guys do. I should probably mention, you might be thinking that most of their damage was actually coming from that archer. It isn't. Most of their damage comes from the fact that they're stalling these guys out and letting them die to poison. Yeah, you thought that we were going to start a new strategy game and not immediately go to poison cheese strats? Have you seen this channel? God, no. Everything dies by war crimes around here. Also, yes, the guy in the red cape is supposed to... obviously, the names aren't directly going to match. But Jules was supposed to be Elaj from Spirited Thief there. Richard was supposed to be a guy that dodges a lot. You might say he's kind of a dick. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Several free levels for everybody. And, yeah, then we can just go ahead and claim it, and that's how you get past this gate at, you know, basically obscenely low levels. I think the highest level on this team is like 15, and that was a 25. So, yeah, there you go. You can make levels not matter through cheese and exploration and all this other stuff. It's fun. It's the classic ogre battle experience. You gotta love it. How many honors is it gonna give us? Barely any? I mean, we could have gotten like 30 by doing the grind map with the ballista, but okay, fine. Fine! Anyway, so that's how you get through the door. Yeah, we're going to completely ignore the bottom two islands and explore to the north now. Alright, see y'all later. Bye.